What's up, yo? This is NekoPastel, and welcome back to The Letter. Kieran is still with me.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, dearest pastelians of all shapes and sizes.
Pastelians.
I don't know. What do you call your fans?
I don't think I call them anything.
Hello, dearest darlings. Well, on the last lovely episode... You were not invited!
No, you do not do this to me.
Leave and go practice your bloody sodomy elsewhere.
Oh.
Fucking hell, Hannah.
Bitch be talking about sodomy.
Kieran actually told me what sodomy meant and I gasped. It was awful.
Well, the way she used it, sodomy itself ain't bad.
Aye, it's not bad actually. It's actually pretty well.
Not to be moving on.
Moving on. But yeah,
The pleasant aroma.
I think the best way to explain what happened is if we look at these journal entries. Why don't we give these a read? Where do we? Oh, okay. So
that is a really good picture of Marianne.
Look at her. She's
Marianne.
gorgeous.
Fucking hell, Hannah, you've got me saying Marianne instead of Marianne.
So, do you want to give this a read?
Oh, sure. Hannah and Marianne were seen discussing the mansion's finishing touches before the housewarming party. On a whim, Hannah asked for Marianne's opinion about a certain couple having marital problems. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, say no more. It leaves the former with something to think about, after the latter excused herself from attending the party.
She didn't go to the
She
party
lied.
at all.
She didn't miss much, except
Well, to be fair.
possessing. The Wright Mansion officially opened its doors with a grand housewarming feast. Zachary Steele, Ashton Frey, and Rebecca Gales were in attendance. However, what was supposed to be a day of merriment turned sour when Rochelle Lee, the chief inspector's wife, accused Luke Wright of fathering her unborn baby. Motherfucker.
Where was Isabella during all this?
Being scared about in that office, probably.
Maybe she's still there, who knows?
I hope so. If she dies, we're riot.
Here we go.
Oh.
At least they look happy together, I guess.
In the aftermath of Rochelle's accusations, an enraged Hannah banned her former friend from setting foot in any of their properties. And despite what happened, the commotion was brushed off and the party continued. Luke and Hannah were seen dancing sweetly together all night. How lovely.
If you can call it sweet, I think someone was fishy, let's be fair.
Oh, it smelled like the ocean.
October 29th, there's only one here, and there's that fucking cursed amulet.
Hannah was being extra clingy to her husband, and grew easily irritated whenever someone would go near him, including their butler. While wandering the mansion, she found an old locket hidden under the attic's bed. Ecstatic over her rare find, she immediately wore it, replacing the Evans heirloom she had always kept.
To be fair, the heart necklace was a lot nicer. Even you thought so earlier.
If it was a family to just suddenly brush away a family heirloom is certainly not something that would be done under normal circumstances.
Definitely not. It's a bit weird.
I mean, I carried the rare talent family heirloom with me at all times.
The rare talent family heirloom? What was that?
It would be a secret. I couldn't divulge that information. I'll tell you when we reach 1,000 subscribers. Get subscribing, guys.
Help us get 1,000 subscribers, and then Kieran will open up about this heirloom.
And that will give me time to think of an excuse. I mean, it's moving on.
I think we should take a look at the profiles before we move on, because we have a new profile here. Look, Zachary.
Look how happy he looks.
So cute.
He's 31?
He's 31. Let me check Isabella right now. She's only 26, actually.
How old is Hannah? 31.
31.
They're on their 30s.
So, Zachary's the same age as Hannah?
Yes, indeed.
Oh, wow. Okay.
She's pretty tall, 5'7".
5'7", aye. So...
Good old Zachary. You want me to read this out here?
If you want, just here.
Zachary Zach Steele. Birth date, March 20th. He's a Pisces and he's 31 years old. 6 feet tall. Occupation, freelance photographer. Nationality, American. Religion, agnostic, which means you don't really believe in God, but if there's evidence there, you'll support it. Just, you don't really want to get up in a dude's face about it. You're moving on. Education. Diploma in digital film. Well, goddamn, son. Likes. Pie. Photography and filmography. Documentaries, acoustic guitar, video games. And Hannah writes...
Hannah writes nips, were you about to say?
Yeah.
Hannah writes nips. Oh... Let me quickly take a look at our relationships, because obviously it says that there's something new there, but there's nothing new. Let's be
Isabella
honest.
fucking adores you.
Isabella adores us, which I'm basking in, because I think they'd be hella cute together.
Apparently Marianne fucking hates you. So it's like-
Marianne probably hates us. Fucking everything up on this table here. Let's move on, shall we?
Yes.
Okay. The pleasant aroma hits me long before I cross the threshold. Faint, but light and warm, a reminder of what home is. Past stern, but commending gaze, Ma's tender smiles, the sunlight filtering through the eaves in the morning, and the distinct smell of cinnamon and vanilla as it drifts through the air every time something cooks from the room. The room. Our room. Ma and Pa's pride and joy.
Sounds like Isabella.
It does sound like Isabella, doesn't it? My sister and I, too, eventually. But we ain't allowed there. Not yet. Not until we're taller or older. Not until we've learned how to take care of ourselves and not burn our hands or reach the covers without having to be lifted.
But a little peek wouldn't hurt, yeah?
Huh?
Huh.
Okay. The floorboards are cold under my feet, more than it usually is. The walls more forbidding than what I'm used to. Farther and farther the room goes. Ma's singing ceases, and Pa.
No, please wait.
Oh,
I'll be good. I'll sleep on time. Don't go.
I can't hear Pa. What the fuck is going on?
This went to 0 to 100 very quickly.
Oh, not above the rushes. Not above the ruckus clanging and is that ruckus?
I think it might be Ratchus or something like that. It's one of the weird words.
Not above the clanging and the deafening roar of gunshots, nor the screams replacing the comforting soft melodies. There's only the blinding fear. When my foot slips, the red sea that catches me is bitter and frigid, but the blood that drips in my hand is warm. 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 It ain't my blood. The walls tumble and everything goes quiet. Fuck.
Oh, it's 3 days ago. It's October 25th now.
Oh well. It takes a few moments for everything to fall into place, for my eyes to adjust to the relative darkness of the room.
That room is bright as shit, don't even lie.
It is a pretty bright room, let's be honest. Like a bright purple light or blue light or whatever. It's
Heaven help you if a moth sees that, you're never getting out.
Despite this
peasant ass house.
the peasantry, despite the pleasant chill the AC brings, my shirt is clinging tightly to me and my blanket a tangled mess around my throat. Oh wow, morning has not even arrived and yet...
Way too early for this thing, man.
And too long. Too long since I've last woken up drenched in my own sweat. Head littered with the thoughts that are gone as soon as my eyes open. All too often, only imprints and brief images are left to haunt me for the rest of the day, or until my mind forgets about it. Egad, whatever comes first.
Did not expect him to say the words egad.
Egad. Like, that's like saying or and yet, or whatever.
Eureka.
Or eureka. Or like, is it like a way of saying like gosh or oh my goodness or
Egad, that's
what?
Like,
Oh. Yeah, vivid or not, what little can I remember does not matter. Regardless, the depression sticks, clawing up, pushing, urging me to relive every moment, every sensation, and... Oh, did he fall back asleep? There's a twin.
Man, that was scary.
There's a twinkle in Ma's eyes when she looks up from her work, flour dusting her nose and cheeks. The scent of freshly baked bread wafts from the oven as soon as Pa opens it, and the homely fragrance of honey fills the room. He reaches up to wipe the small beads of sweat away from his forehead before gesturing for me to come closer the moment he spots me on my little hiding place behind the door. I expect him to be angry, but his pat on the back when I come within his arm's reach is encouraging enough. We'll have to... Do you want to do the voice?
Trying to just made the end of voice or just myself?
I mean, since it's like in brackets, just anything. Since you're the voice actor and all.
Don't mean to circle check myself.
That's the voice you should do.
What, just the pompous England?
Yes.
I'm just trying to think what Zach's dad would sound like. We'll have to taste these first before we put it up for sale tomorrow. You up for it, little man? Is it good enough?
A knock cuts through the air before I can answer.
I take that as a no.
That was a booming knock. Sharp, heavy, demanding, familiar.
Open up in there.
So distinctly familiar. Ma ushers me out of the kitchen when Pa moves to answer it. But I know what waits outside. The taste of blood in my mouth sends an unpleasant churning in my gut. Ma's apron crinkles under my tight grip. Oh! Something snaps back into place. My bed remains in utter disarray. The walls still need a new paint job, and the wall's clock ticking opposite my bed is unsettling as ever. Ash is right. I should have already replaced that when I had the chance.
No longer there, Zachary. Here and there are miles apart. Calm down. Breathe.
The pressure of my own fingers against my temple is welcome sensation over the anxiety gripping me. It never really did anything to stave off the headache sure to follow after this before, but it grounds me. A little reminder that I am safe, away from the place I once called home, from Ma and Pa's. The urgency with each rap that follows finally chases away the ghosts threatening to hang around.
Funny you should mention that. Unfortunate choice of words.
Aye. Why anyone thinks it'd be a good time to knock at someone else's door this late confuses me. Nana would chase them away with a broom if she was here. But no matter. It's a welcome break from the thoughts about to take a morbid turn if left festering. It's probably just Ash anyway, looking for a place to crash. Looking for a place to crash. Wonder of wonders why he's bothering with the courtesy when he never did so before. Even with that hunch though, habit compels me to check who it is first through the peephole. Better safe than sorry, they say. Except the person that greets me on the other side ain't him. Unless his hair grew longer overnight and he started wearing a ponytail. Of course. Which I highly doubt will happen anytime soon, no matter how funny it looks in my head. I waste no time opening the latches.
Isabella, it's late.
Hey.
Oh, it's her! Oh, look at her in her spray! It's weird seeing her for this perspective. There's something I can't quite pinpoint in her eyes when she looks up. Her face is a pallid shade, shoulders tense, breathing heavy, and an uncomfortable shaking in her hands as she's trying to hold back.
I really hope this is after the office bit and she got out.
Aye, that's what I'm hoping and all. Hate, if I didn't know any better.
Hey, Zach. Sorry, I know it's weird for me to show up at this hour, but you are the closest to my office, and...
It must be.
No, it's perfectly fine. I'm not really working on anything right now. Do you want to come in?
Is it all right? I know you should be sleeping at this hour, but I thought... I'm sorry, I just thought... I have no idea why I went here. My feet just moved on their own after I got out of the office, and... Sorry.
She trails off, her voice lost in the muggy night air. I wait for her to say more, but instead her only response is a downward shift of her gaze, back to her still trembling hands, as if the motion alone is enough for an explanation. A minuscule gesture, Easy to miss if one's not paying attention.
Man, they really do well in the vocabulary in this game.
They really do. The vocabulary is really good.
It's not just like...
I've noticed that it kind of like shifts between people as well, obviously.
Because it's just like some people will be like, oh wow, it's like oh, they clap excitedly, but then other people it's like a rapturous set of applause.
Enraptured. But for someone who has seen the same expression on the mirror, done the same thing too many times when night terrors are inevitable, it is not.
Hey, don't worry about it. At least you not. Ash just barges in and crashes on the couch whenever he feels like it. I swear that guy is one fine hairline away from being a criminal.
That is pretty rude, actually.
Besides, you already know you can count on me whenever.
Without waiting for her answer, I step away from the door and saunter over to the kitchenette. Kitchenette? For a few good seconds, only the clinking of other plates can be heard above the constant tick-tock. Late as it may be for a snack, the familiar motions keep me occupied, steering my mind away from dangerous thoughts. Isabella's company is not unwelcome either. Whatever her reasons for showing up here at such an hour, doesn't matter. I'll be damned if I just turn her away, frazzled as she is.
I mean, our friend did technically just die if this is like after the office.
Aye, sure. I wonder if he knows that, actually. The door clicks shut behind her when she finally enters, feet scuffing softly against the tiled floor. In all the years I've known her, she has never once lost her ever upbeat spirit. Yet in this particular moment, as she stands in my doorway, holding her arms close to herself, it's as if I'm looking at someone completely withdrawn from the person I've come to know all these years.
Do you want to drink or eat anything? I haven't restocked my food stash yet, so ingredients may be a bit limited. But I'm sure I can whip something up with what I have here.
Just water will do, please. Thanks, Zach.
What? No additional food requests?
It looks actually like, the fuck you mean no?
What?
That's new. I'll put something together for you anyway.
Like his iris is just completely disappeared.
No.
Dissipated.
Hey, feel free to make yourself at home. You ain't exactly a new visitor here. Although my room's not at its most presentable right now. Sorry. New freelance gigs and such. Didn't have time to fix things up here lately.
It's okay. I don't mind.
Usually, she'd have something more to say about that. A quip, a witty remark to provoke a laughter or two. Nothing from her this time. Only a weak smile before she takes a seat on the couch, and a silence that stretches out until what we left hanging feels discouraging. Disconcerting, should I say? Not discouraging. Same thing.
Yeah, in
thing.
the same vein of conversation,
Aye.
yeah.
Before everything turns stifling and awkward, I continue talking, if only to keep the dead air at bay. How's one supposed to keep a conversation going when the person you're talking to is like this?
Anyway, gigs. Can you believe this one client we got? Boss had all my schedule shoots shifted after they caught wind of this couple buying a new property. Man, must be nice to have all the money in the world. The world itself moves for you, huh?
She's curled up on one side of the couch and hugging her knees close when I bring the tray carrying the sandwiches and the water she requested. She starts to straighten up as I am unloading its contents, but pause as soon as I hold up my hand in a halting gesture.
You're a guest. Didn't I say you're free to make yourself at home? Here's your water. Careful.
The tremor in her hands, though lighter now, still hasn't subsided when she reaches out for the glass. I give her a questioning look, but she's quick to avert her eyes, keeping herself occupied by taking small gulps of water. Or maybe she just doesn't want me asking questions. Worrying. This sudden loss of words, this bout of quiet, not normally present in our chats. Even the creaking of the old chair when I casually take a seat is a welcome break. Although the company's familiar, this has gone way past unnerving.
What happened? Overtime at work?
She doesn't answer immediately. Another gulp drains her glass of its remaining contents. One would think it would be enough to help her recover, yet she doesn't lose her taut grip on the glass as she cradles it on her lap. Her eyes take an unfocused gaze when she speaks again.
Boss handed me extra work today. After what happened to Rose.
Rose. Why do I feel like you've mentioned her before?
It's happened.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm better with remembering faces than names.
She was my coworker. That will take some getting used to. I was just talking to her the other day.
Was? Did she resign or something? I think I'm missing a few details here, Bella.
The pale bitch got her.
You've never met her. I think I did mention her once or twice. It doesn't matter. You probably heard her name recently from the news than me.
Something clicks then. A little memory from the night before. The bright red light from the dark room, the strong odour of the stop bath, the television's barely audible murmur in the background, a glimpse of a bloody room. The news is everywhere, even in the morning that follows. I just didn't think its effects would strike someone this close to me.
Oh. Damn. I didn't mean to bring that up.
No, like I said, it'll take some getting used to, but it'll get better. I hope it will.
Fingers crossed.
Things
Yeah.
might become a little busier for me, though. She left a lot of things unfinished, and I'm one of the few people in the office who knows how she works.
You better get that work done, darling.
Get that shit done. But imagine if like the ghost this whole time was just like a regional manager.
Oh.
Isabella, you didn't fill in your paperwork this morning.
Oh my god.
I don't know. I feel I've done like 5 different voices for her, and yet all of them are weirdly appropriate.
Imagine if Rose turns into Rose.
Uh,
They all get like that weird grudge, like vocal fry.
Boss thinks the transition will be easier if I handle it.
That explains it. Well, just don't forget you still need rest.
and the Ghostbusters.
And they go, and Jesus. You need Jesus as well as your rest.
Even the most hardworking people I know don't keep hours as late as this. Hell, the subway stopped running hours ago. Crime rate might be lower here than most places, but that doesn't mean you can walk around freely in the middle of the night.
Yeah, we saw what
Just
happened.
for today.
Aye.
Still a good thing you dropped by here first. I'm not just about to let you walk out here alone, especially not in the middle of the night. Who knows what else could happen? I'm not saying you should go right now, but I could accompany you home if you...
No! Wait, please!
Oh. The vehement tension in her voice makes me pause. And it is at this instant the mask she's been keeping up falls apart. If only for a short while. Right then and there, I understood what's hiding behind her unfocused stare from the moment she arrived. Fear. Pure, unadulterated fear. It's disturbing to see such marring her usual upbeat countenance.
Fucking these words, man.
I know, he's got good grammar. With a sigh, I crossed the small distance separating us and kneel in front of her. She doesn't flinch when I do so. However, the way she appears to make herself smaller against the couch is telling enough.
Bella, this ain't just about your coworker, is it? What is it really about? I'm all ears.
The sound of the glass shattering rents through the air as soon as her let me try that one more time. The sound of glass shattering rents through the air as her hold on it loosens. In the span of a few seconds, her breathing grows laboured.
I don't know anymore.
She claps her hands over her ears, pressing it tightly against the sides of her head. Her voice grows weaker with each word, each plea coming out of her mouth.
Please don't leave me alone. I don't want to be alone right now. I can't shake it off. Everywhere's not safe and...
All right, Isabella. Look at me.
My hands are firm on her shoulder when I pull her up to look at me. It takes every force of will to ignore the terror in her eyes in favour of taking control of the situation. Too close, too similar.
Breathe. You're safe here. Inhale, hold, exhale. Stay in the present. I'm here. No one's gonna hurt you. Do you want to talk about it?
The force with which she shakes her head is enough reason to drop the topic altogether.
No more Please, no more. I don't want to remember anymore.
Kate, no more talking. I won't ask any more. Can I get you anything? Another glass of water? I think I have a tub of that pistachio ice cream you love so much. We're gonna have to clean this mess first. Will you be fine on your own for a little while?
She nods lightly before retreating into herself again. No more words are exchanged after that. But I take that as my cue to start cleaning the shards littering the floor before either one of us get hurt.
It was just funny watching things. He's like, please don't leave me alone. He's like, alright, I gotta go clean this up. You okay? You on for a while? He's like, no, please, I'll be back in a minute.
And then she gets all hysterical
You
again.
come back and like the woman's like dragged her out the room and you're like, oh god damn it.
The quiet hum of the AC is a pleasant distraction as I go over to the menial task. More so than her ragged draws of breath or my little feeble attempts to tell a quick story or two. But the latter does the trick. And soon enough, she's already drifted off by the time I return with the promised glass of water, her chest rising and falling in a steady rhythm, the strain on her shoulders gone. Frankly, I've never seen her this still. She mumbles something I don't quite catch when I carry her to the empty bed and hugs herself tighter against the mess of blankets. In spite of the fact that she appears relaxed, the small frown on her face hasn't quite disappeared. Whatever happened to her won't be leaving her anytime soon. But for her sake, I hope it won't stay long with her. Because no matter what promises I've made, this is a kind of fear no person should shield from her. Let me try that again. Because no matter what promises I've made, this is a kind of fear no person could shield her from. I should know. Mate, you're plugging your fillet.
Oh, sorry.
There are still questions left to be answered. But the late hour, coupled with the sudden exhaustion, made my couch a more comfortable bed than it typically is. Dreaming again. Darkness.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to sleep.
Darkness immediately welcomes me as soon as my head hits the makeshift pillow. I can only wish the dreams will keep at a distance for now.
There is actually wise things you can take to like stop dreaming.
Aye? Really? Genuinely?
Oh, it's like, I know there's like certain pills you can take and I know there's certain kind of foods in that like help turn off that bit of your brain.
Oh wow. I mean, I don't think I would want to turn off my dreams, providing they're not nightmares. I do enjoy my dreams. But that's interesting. Did I say for both of us?
You did now?
Did I not? For both of us. October 25th, Tuesday. Oh, the room's gotten much brighter now. Do you want to do the voices, or...
Oh, sure.
I'll let you do some of the narrating now.
The first few notes, while muffled, are enough to wake me. In the end, it became one of those nights when sleep passes like a blink and is plagued with vague, fuzzy thoughts. I lift a hand to rub away the drowsiness in my eyes, although it does little to relieve the gritty, burning sensation from my eyelids. Oh, I hate that. Outside, the sun has yet to peek over the horizon, but night has already given way to the cool morning light. Washing everything in subtle grey hues. At this hour, the entire city remains unstirring. Ordinarily, waking up before my own alarm means abusing the snooze button twice or thrice just to catch those precious few extra minutes of sleep. But the persistent ringing makes it impossible now.
This better be good.
Oh, that vocal fry in his voice.
This better be good. Groggily, I scramble for the bag sitting at the foot of the bed. Fuck, I got fright there. The ringing still hasn't stopped even as I fish the phone out and Ashton's name flashes brightly on the screen when I turn it on.
Oh, it's Ashton Frey.
Ashton Fur. Must be pretty urgent if he hasn't dropped the call yet.
Took you long enough, Z-Man.
Ashton, it's 6 in the morning. Sun hasn't even risen. Hell, my brain ain't even awake yet. Stop calling me Z-Man.
It's 20 Thanks, Zach.
Right, shut
You
the
want to
fuck up.
talk? Give me back my 5 extra minutes, Ash. I want my sleep.
Hey, don't make fun of me. I can be a more person too if I want to.
What's this all really about? You don't usually make calls around this hour. Is the world ending today?
Sorry about that. Becca rang me up a few minutes ago looking for Isabella. Said she didn't show up in her own apartment last night. We both tried calling, but her phone seems to be off. Do you have any idea where...
I should have known you two would come looking for her first thing in the morning.
Not a laughing matter, Zach. You can't really let your guard down with everything that's happened here recently. You've heard about the Cooper wound from the news. Everyone in the precinct has been restless ever since the incident the other day.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Listen, Ash, about Bella.
I let my voice trail off, unsure of how to go about recounting last night. If I should even say anything to him. He might be a close friend, but at the end of the day, whatever's bothering her ain't mine to speak of in the first place. On the bed, Isabella remains as still as when I transferred her the night before. Sometime during her sleep, she pulls up a blanket over herself and tucked into it comfortably. Like this, it's easy to forget the horror in her eyes, or how much her hands and lips trembled. Save for her firm grip on the edge of the covers, she appears nearly as normal as she would any other day. Almost.
I'm not really sure how to go about this while being...
Zach, what about her?
Something. The worry, the concern, must have surfaced in my tone because his own shifts then. Carefully, as if he's prepared for the worst.
Look, you don't have to worry about her. She's with me right now. Since last night, in fact.
Oh, why didn't you just say so earlier?
She kinda knocked in the middle of the night. I couldn't possibly wake you two over that. And with how things are when she arrived, I thought it'd be best if I let her rest first. I just wasn't expecting people would be looking for her before the rooster even crows.
You could have at least called her something. Becca's beside herself with worry when she found out. You know how much she frets about the smallest stuff.
I mean, it's 6 in the morning.
I know. I'm sorry. That was a lapse on my part. And I just didn't think, okay, you know what? Rebecca's worries ain't completely baseless. Isabella hasn't been her usual self since the movie. Maybe even before that. I don't know if I should be opening my mouth about this, but Bella didn't outright say I shouldn't, so...
Don't talk about me!
She just like drags herself for the cover. She's like, stop!
So something's wrong then?
I'm not quite sure, to be completely honest. I couldn't get the story out of her.
Really? I thought you'd learned something from me by now.
That's not it. Ash, when she appeared at my doorstep last night, she was shaking, and when I tried to ask her about it, she just panicked. Had this frightened look on her face. I'd be surprised if this was the first time I've seen it, but it ain't. Dude, the first time, she was screaming.
First time? When was this? You weren't talking about the thing in the movie house, are you? Because that was just us fooling around. Granted, I think I went overboard with the joke, but...
No, it happened the day after. When she invited us to lunch, you weren't there. We were walking one second, and then the next, she's crying out. I'll be straight with you. That scared me shitless.
It bothered him if the way he falls silent. It bothered him if the way he falls silent after his telling. But whatever his opinion is, stays absent from his voice when he speaks again. He's always been good with that, hiding what he thinks.
Did she say anything else?
Nothing. Won't tell me anything aside from a few vague words. I didn't want to push it.
Where is she? Is she still sleeping?
Right here with me, still sleeping. Should I wake her up or something? Let her know you guys are looking for her?
No need. Let her rest. I'll drop by in a few.
Today? Don't you have work at this time? I mean, I can drop her off home myself before meeting my client later.
Look who's talking.
My schedule's flexible, Ash. Last time I checked, you're the one who didn't have that luxury. How on earth do you think I'm able to tag along when you need me?
It's not completely out of the way.
They live on the other side of the town from you, Ash. Your definition of out of the way is a little screwed up, you know.
It's fine. I have some things I need to do anyway.
Lies.
I'll call you back. I've got to let Becca know that Scared Cat's fine. Bye.
Just wakes up. Don't tell me that. Asshole. He drops the call before I can even get a word in. For several minutes after, I find myself simply listening as the rest of Luxbourne rouses. The increasing sound of passing traffic, the bustle of the nearby shops preparing for the day, and the growing clamour of the people while they go about their morning. Not the most soothing sounds to hear following a troubled night, but the routine puts me at ease nevertheless. What's comforting, what's safe, what I'm used to. Nearby, Isabella shifts but doesn't wake, blissfully unaware as the city slowly stirs itself back to life. I'm laughing because I nearly wrote Isabella shits but doesn't awake. I would nearly say that and I'm so proud that I didn't.
Nearby, Isabella shits. Oh, that's good.
Fuck my life.
Oh.
Was her night as restless as the one I had? Or her dreams as lucid? In hush moments like this, I envy her. Unreasonable, probably a little unfair to say in such light of last night. If only forgetting is as easy as breathing. A small yawn escapes me when I rise from couch to stretch. Luckily, the short conversation with Ash has effectively driven away any will to go back to bed. I still have a day to get through despite the proverbial ghosts hanging around.
Is that the couch that he lay on?
I think so. Maybe, I don't know if it's just like angle, but it seems more like a chair than a couch.
It's such a small couch.
It's a couchette.
Oh. What's this?
The orange bottle sitting at the edge of my table is reassuring against the palm. I instantly pick it up. The sterile odor. The orange bottle sitting at the edge of my table is reassuring against the palm. The instant I pick it up, the sterile odour of the capsules equally so. Yet the weight they carry is something I've never gotten used to. Years ago, I spent minutes, heck, even hours staring at a single pill prior to taking one in. Now it's just routine, a way to stave off the unwanted nightly visits. Although I don't think Dr. Navarro will be quite pleased if he ever finds out I'm relying on them again. I do owe him a visit regardless, especially after missing our appointments on purpose and ignoring his calls for weeks. Another sigh comes out. Thanks, Zach. Tired and weary. And then I pop the tablet into my mouth.
Zach? What time is it?
Oh.
Time for you to go home. Bye. Bottle on my hand hits the table with more force than necessary. As much as I trust my friends, there are some things I'd rather keep to myself.
Morning, Bella. Did you sleep well?
She answers the question with a long drawn-out yawn, one reminiscent of a child. A chuckle manages to come out of my mouth at the sight. In this manner, it's easy to mistake her for someone too young for responsibilities. Inexperienced and immature even. She is in her goddamn mid-20s.
Aye, 26 was it?
Yeah. It's easy to forget she was thrust into the role of an adult earlier than her own dreams can afford. To overlook how surprisingly observant she can be at times.
To be fair, that's quite sad.
Yeah.
If you look at it that way.
Maybe not on the same level Ash experiences. Maybe not on the same level Ash exercises for his investigations or Rebecca needs for her own work. But it's certainly enough to deftly put what she sees around on her canvas. And if the way her eyes flicker to the table and my hand says something, it's that I won't be able to avoid the questions this time.
Only a little. I don't remember how I ended up on the bed, though.
Ma doing? You didn't look very comfortable sleeping on the couch, all hunched up like that.
Oh, look at Isabella. She's got that lip bite going.
It would have been enough for something temporary.
I don't know about you, but I'm quite partial to a lip bite.
Really biting.
Sorry I stole your bed.
Hey, it doesn't matter. Besides, what kind of gentleman would I be if I leave a lady sleeping in such uncomfortable conditions? Not in this house. My nana would give me a tough scolding if I ever did that, I'm telling you.
Thanks a lot, Zach. I know I barged in at a very inconvenient time last night. I wasn't really thinking when I did, and...
Hey, it's cool, Bella. I ain't mad at you. That's what friends do. You guys are welcome here anytime. Although Ashton abuses the anytime part a lot, I don't really mind. We might have less wiggle room if all 4 of us are present, considering the size of this place. But as long as no one makes anything explode, it's totally fine.
Fine or not, I still owe you one for last night's trouble, especially since you don't seem to be...
Sorry, I was yawning there. God damn it, Zach. A concerned expression passes over her features as she spares another cursory glance over the table, back to the bottle holding every small piece of what keeps the bad memories at bay. The blood blooming over Pa's heart, the horrified look on Ma's face as she watches him fall lifeless to the ground, and every ounce of spite seeping from the stranger's smile. You don't belong here. You monkeys don't belong here.
Oh wow.
Damn. It never stops, doesn't it?
Well, you don't seem to be feeling well. Let me know, okay? I'll make it up to you somehow.
She makes a slight gesture with her head towards the bottle, asking a question without really asking. Subtlety has never been one of her greatest assets, but right now, even Ash would have been a little amazed, if not at a loss for words at that. She's left up for me whether I'll ever give her the response she wants to hear or not. A little clever coming from her, if anyone would ask me.
Let me quickly save, because that's...
my god! We have more things to decide.
Should we play her off or tell her the truth?
Well, I think we've been on a roll of honesty is the best policy, and I feel like right now, because you want her to be honest, and it would seem hypocritical to want her to be honest while also hiding things close. Mm-hmm. I think it's the best thing to do. Just give all honesty and expect honesty in return.
Let's tell her the truth. Oh, look at that.
Relationship
went up. That went up.
She's practically going to jump on you.
She's practically going to jump on us now. I want to make sure that the bar's right up there.
But it's never easy, ain't it? Talking about my own problems, that is. It never will be. Not by a long shot. Not when I've let it stay this way for so long. I realised that long ago, when the wounds are still fresh and the dreams are a nightly occurrence, can't force yourself to get better or move on to better things. It is what's normal now, and I can only cope. And I heard voices.
So if you hear voices, yo, that's my ma.
The possessions.
The possessions. Did you read that, or?
Oh, I'll do it then, sorry. It is what's normal now, and I can only cope. The question in her eyes may be unwarranted, born simply out of curiosity and sincere concern for a friend. I don't know her an explanation, in fact. But of all the people I keep close in my life, she's probably one of the very few who perhaps I can trust with this. Maybe she won't understand entirely. I can never hope she will. No. Never to the full extent. That alone is expecting too much of her, and giving too much of what I can. However, for all her shortcomings, I know she'll hear me out. And that is all I can ask of her.
My bad. I was kind of hoping you wouldn't have seen me with these.
The pills rattle lightly against the container when I gently set it back to its usual place. Always the small area closest to my laptop, near the right hand. Within reach whenever, and a quiet reminder of what I shouldn't miss every day.
What? Oh, is it bad? I was just thinking that maybe it's a cold like Becca's. Do you need me to get anything from the store? Soup or something? There's one nearby, right? I can run real quick and...
No, nothing of that sort. I'm perfectly healthy right now.
Cinnamon roll.
She's a cinnamon roll.
It's really difficult to say, but can you promise me you'll listen at least?
You know, they say you are what you eat.
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
What is this about, Zach?
I should have been upfront with you about this a long time ago.
I'm sorry, I can't think straight when she's biting her lip like that.
Well, Ashton found out without me telling him anything. But you already know how that guy is. Can't hide anything from him.
If it's something you're having trouble saying, you don't have to force yourself to tell me. I'll forget I ever saw anything and won't ask questions. Promise.
No, I need to get this off my chest eventually. Besides, we're already here. Might as well finish what I started, yeah?
I can cut that out, it's fine.
I just said aggressiveness.
That was my ma.
If you say so.
She takes a seat on the couch, her posture easy and open, and her smile honest. As if this is just a simple talk between two friends on a regular day. It is far from one, but her unreserved air is enough to stamp down the twinge of unease that threatens to come up.
Let's hear it then.
And she does. True to her words, she listens while the story spills out of my mouth. Of my ma and my pa, that little old diner across the pond, and what it left in me that day. I can't recall most of it now, my own account jagged with a few missing details here and there. The passing years have eroded most of my recollection of the whole incident, all except that one moment in the kitchen. The ringing of gunshots are as vivid as it sounded that day. Even Ma's hysterical screams the moment Pa's body hit the floor motionless, his lifeblood flowing out from under him. And the gunman. He was smiling. He was smiling when Pa opened the door to welcome him. He was smiling when he put a bullet into Pa's chest and Ma's head. I've heard stories of how the world can be a cruel place for people like us before. I never believed until that moment.
Nan and Gran took us right after that. Sis and I flew straight to New Jersey as soon as they heard the news. A few days after, Ma and Pa were laid to rest. And we have a new home a continent away. I didn't even get the chance to take my favorite pillow with me. They said something about the change of environment will be good for us. They had no idea the different kind of ghosts would follow me here.
I expected questions, most of those brimming with childlike curiosity, and maybe some that were a little too hard to answer. But to her credit, she just sat there, lent her ears, and she looked at me with no expectations or unnecessary judgment in her eyes. She appears wiser and older like this, easier to see the breadwinner in her. Her younger siblings are lucky to have her. When I'm done, after everything's been said, she wraps her arms around me. A bit awkward considering the gap in our heights, but it gets the sentiment across. But it's difficult to answer this in kind. If I'm even supposed to appropriate the gesture, given my earlier apprehension. She pulls away shortly with a smile on her face. Not the reaction I braced myself for, but it's obviously better than what I imagined.
Are you not gonna say anything?
Am I supposed to say anything after? Like, apologize or something? I don't think that's very appropriate, but if you want to hear one, I can think of something real quick.
Not really. Other people have something to say after usually. And they're not necessarily nice either.
Oh? Okay then. I won't. I can't think of something anyway. Sorry. I'm not very good with this. Who else knows, by the way?
My older sister, grandparents, and just Ash and you for now. Maybe I think I should tell Rebecca too, but...
But not right now?
Yeah, not right now. When I'm ready. Like today.
I'm sure she'll be willing to hear you out once you do.
I don't doubt she will. I'm more afraid of how she'll react after. One step at a time, yeah? Whew. Surprisingly, it feels good to get that one out my chest. I was a little afraid you'd be angrier. I didn't tell you earlier than today.
I'm not angry. I'm just surprised. You didn't look like it. I wouldn't have suspected. I suppose that's how it often is, isn't it? We all have our... what's the word Becca uses? Inner demons? But this is something personal to you. I understand why you'd rather have a few people know.
That too. Well, these past few weeks haven't been easy for you. I didn't want to add that. Not after last night.
Something passes on her face. Brief, fleeting, and disappears right before I can recognise what it is.
You okay?
Yep, no worries. I'll be fine. Look, about last night. Never mind. This isn't a good time. But don't lose sleep over this, alright? What's important is you got what you want to say out. And if you need me, I'll be here.
I should be relieved. Her words are more than reassuring to my ears. There should be comfort in hearing theirs alone, and knowing I have another person to rely on if things ever go bad. But somehow I find myself worrying more for her instead. I'll make another attempt to get the story out of her if I can. But this is a dance I know all too well, and with her, I doubt forcing her to say something would yield end results. As much as I want to imitate Ash, there's only so much I can ask that won't result in something a lot more disastrous. At best, she'll stop talking to me until a week passes. At worst, I'd rather not risk it. I've never seen her angry. Outright annoyed, maybe, and often directed at Ash, but never furious. What do they say again about the happiest people when angered? Besides, it'd be unfair to her after our little chat.
So, food then?
She seems relieved at the brusque change of subject, and as if it has been simply waiting for its cue all this time, her stomach rumbles at the mention of food. Rather loudly, as a matter of fact.
Alrighty, Missy. We're going to get some chow now. Better be quick, though. Can't have your stomach starting a revolution on us here.
Don't make fun of me. I'm not that hungry. Maybe a little. I didn't think I'd end up skipping dinner last night.
And now we have one starved stomach protesting. Sorry, it'll be nothing fancy, since I'm a little low on stocks. I should probably drop by the grocery store after the meeting this afternoon.
I can make a quick run for you if you want.
Nah, I've got enough to put together something nice here. Maybe. I could always improvise if we're missing an ingredient or two. It ain't like we're going for a Michelin 3-star status here. Also, didn't I say you're a guest? Is this a Filipino thing? Or just Rebecca rubbing off on you?
The soft laughter that comes from her doesn't quite reach her eyes. Neither. The answer is neither. Because if she stays idle, she'll remember.
On second thought, I might need a little help slicing up the potatoes while I prep the ham. You up for that?
Oh,
What? Do you think instant noodles are all I'm about? I'll have you know I can cook a mean paella with my eyes closed. All my siblings love it.
It's not how you pronounce that word.
How do you pronounce it?
Paella.
Paella. Paella.
It's as if it's Spanish because like the two L's make a Y sound.
Ah.
Paella.
Paella.
Sure you can. Come on. I think I know what we'll do with those spare ingredients.
Eat 'em.
Ian. I definitely think this would be a good place to leave off the episode. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing here, but I'm enjoying myself.
I wish you had a camera just to see this dance.
Oh, you wouldn't even see me dead in this dance if we had a camera. I'd be like this. I'd be a washboard, a surfboard. I'd be as flat as a surfboard. I can hear cutting and shit in the background. But yeah, let me quickly check my timer once again. So they're making food right now and they'll eat some food eventually. I don't know what's happening with Ash because apparently he's coming to visit later. Hopefully we see him.
I don't want to buy fuck. Zach's passed.
Yeah, wait, we learnt a lot about Zachary there, so...
We can all take a very important lesson here. Mm-hmm. Fuck racists, man.
Yeah, fuck racists. But aye.
Well, that was right. Thank you very much for having me here and getting my jeans scared off again.
Even though there was thankfully no jump scares in this episode.
The phone?
Oh, the phone. Well, we've got that. We've got the phone, of course. That was about it.
Sorry, I'm listening to the soundtrack and it sounds like they're playing like the House of the Rising Sun on guitar.
It does actually, weirdly enough.
The ghost lassie just sitting there like...
She's the one that's playing the goddamn guitar.
There is a house in copyright. And we're going to sing it. I was about to sing there and I realised.
We don't want any unwanted guests on this channel.
It's called the Ermengarde Mansion.
Oh fuck, I love it. Someone needs to do a cover of that.
Oh, and hope you guys enjoyed, because the next time we can, despite the massive effort to keep the mood light with the small charter cooking, ends up being a mostly quiet affair.
Yes.
But from me, thank you very much for having me again, hun, and once again, don't let your memes be dreams.
Anytime, darling, you're always welcome. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I will see you guys in the next one. Roll the outro!